Salam, hi, hi moviegoers, hola cinéfilos. Check out what I'm hearing. So this is how we're going to begin this review. So this is it. Homage to the 80s. A tribute to the 80s. Just pure extravaganza. This is the soundtrack for Ready Player One. It's the soundtrack para Ready Player One. So we're casual right now, but very 80s pop. Check out Ghostbusters. Where am I? I'll be sharing this fabulous soundtrack on the channel, on the playlist. I will put it because if you love the 80s as much as I do, this is to begin the review. You're going to love it. It's gonna rock, freaking rock your world. Va, fregoncísimo, los va a fregonar bien machín los 80s. Verán, les va a caer a todos los que somos ochenteros, los que crecimos durante los 80s de chavitos. Es una extravaganza de los 80s, 90s, un poco de los 70s. Pero no es pura nostalgia. So, there we go. Okay. Let me put some good soundtrack. All right. This is what you heard at the beginning. It was definitely spot on to introduce this because this is part of the soundtrack for Ready Player One. Es la pieza que describe esencialmente a Ready Player One un poco, pero no es puramente eso, ¿ok? Okay. So I hope you can hear the music a little bit for a little bit amusement for the video, but ok, espero que es un poquito más entretenido con la música si la pueden oír de fondo. So, ok, referencias ochenteras, cientos de los videojuegos con los que han crecido: Mortal Kombat, Halo, you name it. Mortal Kombat, por ejemplo, hay un personaje de ascendencia asiática, digamos, y tiene en su uniforme una cosita aquí, una strip, una bandita, y tiene el logo de Mortal Kombat. Así que esa es una referencia. Está Goro de Mortal Kombat, usado, empleado de una manera chusca. So you have a lot of references there. Está personajes de Halo, el videojuego. Yo no soy gamer, not gamer, but I do have video game memory. Tengo algo de memoria. Ghostbusters, sí me parece que por ahí vi los cazafantasmas. Hay referencias hasta es más cinematográficas, más obvias. Volver al futuro, el carro de Volver al Futuro. Hola, soy Wiki. Quiero enseñarles cómo hice mi página web con Wix. Déjenme saltar esta cosa. Vas a wix.com. Hay un buen de plantillas. Ok. Tiene música como Jump. Tiene el de Saturday Night Fever. O sea, tiene el soundtrack de Jump, ¿sí? Que es de los 70s. Tiene referencia también musical de Fiebre Sábado por la Noche. Dos personajes protagonistas bailan al ritmo de Fiebre Sábado por la Noche de una manera muy sensual, muy erótica, se puede decir. So there was very sensual, very sexy dancing with Saturday Night Fever, a little bit. The synopsis for this movie happens in 2045 in Columbus, Ohio. At the edge of chaos, Wade Watts, Ty Sheridan, connects himself virtually to the Oasis, a place where the majority of humanity passes their time. The eccentric James Halliday, Mark Rylance, has created Oasis and has passed away, has died, leaving his fortune. Besides the control of Oasis, the first person to win the contest in 3 parts, Wade Watts will not resist the temptation to be part of this. So, yeah, this is pretty much it. James Halliday, right? Okay, this is the character played by Mark Rylance. Because I have to use a little bit of reference. So Ty Sheridan is Wade Watts, known in the virtual world as Percival. Olivia Cook, Samantha Evelyn Cook, Artemis. La Titia Wright is Rev. Hanan John Kaiman is F. Neil Sandor. Ben Mendelsohn is Nolan Sorrento. TJ Miller is I Rock. Simon Peck is Ogden Morrow. Lina Haiti is Age. And Mark Rylance, James Donovan Halliday, Norak. So, okay, those are the characters that we must keep in mind. Son los personajes que tienen que tener en mente. It seems that this motion picture is a very beautiful homage to the 80s. It is a very beautiful tribute to the 80s. It has a tribute so monumentally extraordinary for none other than one of Steven Spielberg's senseis, and with whom Steven Spielberg worked. Curiously, which happens to be Stanley Kubrick. And Stanley Kubrick directed The Shining. So this is for Stephen King, for Stanley Kubrick by Steven Spielberg. A homage, such a tribute to them. It's very beautiful. It's a very bold one. It's a very beautiful way to include it. It's very Steven Spielberg. He decided to include it. I know that the difference between this movie and the book is that there are more like challenges in the book, but since this is a movie, it has to be more short, more concise, straight to the point. Kudos to Steven Spielberg. Congrats. Really, this is Steven Spielberg's The Shape of Water. Okay, The Shape of Water was the cuspid, the crescendo, the top for him. This would be the top of the pyramid for him, for his movies, because a very good bit of the movie has references to his movies. It has something, I don't know it, like in the Goonies. There is a gang, but it's really like different kinds of references to Steven Spielberg. There is no Indiana Jones. There's no E.T. anywhere. It's different. Although the character by Ty Sheridan Wade Watts looks kind of Steven Spielbergish. So yeah. So okay. So this dude Wade Watts spends like a whole lot of humanity, a big deal of a time in Columbus, Ohio. This reminds me of The Last Warrior, about a guy who plays an arcade and lives a very boring life. This is very similar to The Last Warrior. I wish I could show you this this movie. I think I will show you the reference later on. But it's a very 80s thing. About this guy, very similar, living in a parking lot or something with a lot of trailers, and supposedly he plays an arcade game and he becomes the master of it, and eventually it seems like some aliens used it to recruit a warrior that they need for a mission. This is very similar stuff, man. It's not reference. This is not like The Matrix per se, because of the virtual reality and all that, but this has a little bit more reference to that movie. I think, I don't remember, The Last Warrior or something. Let me get back to you about it. Wait. Hi, it's me again. So this is it, folks. This is the movie I want to reference. This Last Starfighter. Okay, this is the Blu-ray. This is the reference for this movie. Why? Here we go. Okay. You see, this is very similar to the Wade Watts character. Why is it similar? Because this dude, as much as this character from The Last Starfighter, well, similar to him, they live in a very kind of dull life, and they seek adventure, very much like Star Wars, also like in episode 4 at the beginning, where Luke were living like seemingly boring dull lives, looking for adventure elsewhere, over at the horizon. Okay, and all of these three characters have that in common. They get their adventures, but Wade has been living those adventures already. So we jump right into the action of Ready Player One, to the Oasis, and he is the one who narrates us what the Oasis is about, how the Oasis came to be created. We see there Simon Pegg, who is Ogden Murrow, and we see the character of Mark Rylance being James Donovan Halliday. See, so we see them like a Steve Jobs character. Simon Pegg must have had really the blast of a lifetime being in a Steven Spielberg film. He did Paul. Paul has a really cool, clear reference to Steven Spielberg, especially the E.T. kind of stuff at the end of the movie, where Paul at the end flies off, like in the end of E.T., doing the same kind of wonder shots Steven Spielberg is very good at. And that's definitely Steven Spielberg. So, yeah, I'm saying is, bueno, lo que les decía, esta es la película que les quiero, es el The Last Starfighter, no sé cómo le pusieron, el último guerrero espacial o no sé qué, porque son muy parecidas las historias de Wade Watts, Luke Skywalker y esta de muchachos que viven en realidades muy cotidianidades muy aburridas, y están en busca de la aventura y se les cumple, pero Wade Watts ya la vive. Bueno, yéndonos más directo, el personaje de Mark Rylance, que es Halliday, James Donovan Halliday, fallece. Este personaje nos va a brindar muy reveladoras sorpresas, va a darle giros muy sorprendentes que nos gustan ese tipo de sorpresas. ¿Qué más puedo decirles? De veras que está muy padre en sí la historia. La búsqueda de este, ¿cómo puedo decirse? Easter egg, literal, es un easter egg el de Mark Rylance character Halliday, James Halliday, right? He dies, he passes away after having created the Oasis. We only understand that he died. He wants to leave all of what he was in life, his oasis, his most precious, valuable creation, in the hands of somebody, like in Willy Wonka. But he doesn't want to do it very easy. He wants to really acknowledge, really make it worthwhile, so that the person who wins it is truly, authentically, genuinely worthy of the prize. So yes, and the name of the character, the virtual character Percival, is very from medieval times. Speaking of that, in a little while I'll show you a little clip of something that you must remember when you watch the movie. But let me tell you, it is an enchantment from a movie from the 70s by John Borman. A lot of you are gonna, I hope some of you really remember this movie, but I will not show it to you yet. So, what can I say, man? Visually, the movie is very good. The story is very interesting. It is very well cohesively. Les decía que hay una película que tienen que saber muchos de los que crecieron en los 80s, y si tuvieron la paciencia de chutársela, pero es una frase, es un encantamiento, y se los voy a mostrar en un rato. Pero tiene una trascendencia de veras a todo dar en la película, porque el tipo de búsqueda en la trama es como de los caballeros de la mesa redonda del rey Arturo. El personaje se llama Percival, como un personaje medieval. Igual el personaje de Olivia Cook se llama Artemis, diosa de la casa. Principalmente son referencias mitológicas, y una búsqueda como mitológica, como películas para que entiendan, como Harry Potter, que en la primera fue una búsqueda, pasaban unos 3 retos o algo así, para que la persona que de veras mereciera el premio se lo ganara debidamente. So yeah, one of the challenges of this movie has such a spot on, beautiful tribute to Stanley Kubrick with The Shining, the montage that they did with The Shining. and how they related to the Mark Rylance character, James Halliday. It's really it's not that freaky. It's beautiful. Um, they did some out of something freaky and scary, something very funny, graceful, and beautiful, to reference to make a tribute to Stanley Kubrick. Okay, um, the challenges are very well done, very well placed strategically to serve the story, to advance, fast forward the story, to make it exciting and emotionally compelling for the audiences. Así que los retos fueron muy bien hechos, fueron maneras de maravillarnos con los ochentas, con referencias, pero de una manera no podía haber sido posible de otro modo. Steven Spielberg haciéndole un homenaje, un tributo sentido a Stanley Kubrick, con quien colaboró en Inteligencia Artificial. Y Stanley Kubrick le pide a Spielberg que hiciera Inteligencia Artificial. So it's a beautiful tribute, man. It's one of the most iconic scenes in The Shining. It's damn good. Also, references to shoutouts to John Hughes movies like Ferris Bueller and the Breakfast Club, el club de los cinco. Esas referencias a películas de John Hughes, decía, están ahí, están presentes las referencias a películas de John Hughes como Ferris Bueller. No sé cómo le pusieron acá, un día de Strampe, algo así le pusieron, donde sale Matthew Broderick y Jennifer Grey. Y sale esta muchacha guapa. Híjole, es muy hermosa esa mujer. Jesus. Pero las referencias están ahí. Son diálogos. Los diálogos. Las referencias pop ochenteras están de una manera estratégica, como diálogos muy coloquiales, muy dicharacheros, muy coloquiales para la dinámica de los personajes, para que se conozcan más. Hay referencias a Batman. Desde el principio ves a Batman de algún modo a lo lejitos. Cansas de ver a Batman. Hay referencia de que hablan de Bruce Wayne, de Peter Parker, de Clark Kent. Hay referencia, una manera muy graciosa en la que usan a Alien y a Goro de Mortal Kombat juntos. Un montón de referencias, son cientas. Están las referencias musicales, pero tiene un chorro de referencias. Déjenme ver. Es que son un chorro de referencias, pero por el otro lado está el villano, que es Nolan Sorrento, muy bien actuado por Ben Mendelsohn, que recuerdan por Rogue One. Es buena la actuación, es cumplidora, hace bien su rol, no tengo ningún pero. Mendelsohn did such a great job. Remember him from Rogue One? He's a villain here, and he definitely, we can see that he did his role just spot on, really well. It's a different definition for the villain. It's not too cartoonish. I think his motivations, I was worried that they were going to be very cartoonish. He's just someone who really wants to escalate. For him, it was logical to escalate in power all the way to the top man, and be the proper owner of this. You will understand through the story, the arc of the story, his involvement, how he began in this. Why am I telling you this? Yes, it's because he escalates. This character, Sorrento, wants to escalate in power, but you will understand through the movie, movie storyline very well why his motivation is like such, and his relationship with Holiday and Morrow, Ogden Morrow, I think is the name of Simon Pegg's characters. Simon Pegg had such a kick out of this movie. He's really, I think he already did his dreams come true. Star Wars. He was in Star Wars as a character. He was in a Steven Spielberg film. What else? Being a James Cameron movie could be next. And let me tell you, Simon Pegg is a very good actor, man. Jesus Christ. He's just good in this movie. He does his role well. De veras que Simon Pegg se divirtió. Ya estuvo en una película de Star Wars. Aquí tiene un rol bien clave aquí. No les quiero echar a perder cuál es. Referencias son un chorro de referencias. Nolan Sorrento es el líder de los IOs que él comanda, dedicados a pues a tratar de ganar esta retos, esta competencia para él ser el dueño del Oasis. Pero verán que son muy divertidos las situaciones. Es una película emocionante, emotiva, de aventuras. Es el Spielberg que extrañábamos. Esta fue la película que lo invocó, lo obligó a regresar un poco a ese Spielberg que nos nutrió nuestra infancia y nuestra adolescencia. That Spielberg, this is monumental for him. This is his Shape of Water, man. Guillermo del Toro had his Shape of Water, which was like he saw himself here over here at the Guadalajara Film Festival. But I'm not in Guadalajara, okay? Guillermo del Toro says the Shape of Water is the culmination of his theme throughout his career, and that is the cuspid for him. The Shape of Water, as for issues, themes. And for Spielberg, this is his cuspid movie. This movie is the top of that pyramid. This is Ready Player One is Steven Spielberg's Shape of Water. Okay. So we have the good guys who want to win this competition, this contest, 3 challenges for the sake of humanity, versus the corporate bureaucracy by Nolan Sorrento and the IOs. It's a race against time. Time is precious in this movie, so really it's really good movie. It's a stupendous wave of a movie. Really. What else can I say? It's 29 minutes, man, but this is talking about one of the best motion pictures of this year. I think it's getting really good reviews, and I will add myself to these reviews. It has so many references, but this is not a pure nostalgic movie. It has its own thing, its own identity happening with the characters, the 2 main ones, and I really like the development of the characters, all of the characters, the relationship between the characters, how their roles are significant and transcendent to the story. I like the way the character for Olivia Cook's character, what is the name of this character? Okay, let me check. Oh yeah, here we go. Samantha Evelyn Cook, Artemis. Okay. I like a lot that she's a pretty girl, but she has this birthmark and make her a